Hello. I hope you are doing well. I hope you are feeling um, as best as you can. I'll say that. Because the goal is always to feel the best that you can. And I say that many, many times that starts internally. But today, I'm going to talk about something that has really changed my perspective on life and really pursuing, goals and staying motivated. And that's really focusing on things that you want. And I found when I looked, over my life and interactions that I often have been doing just the opposite. Really focusing on things that I don't want. When I really peeled it back, when I really just started looking at my communication, it was all so self-defeating. I was really surprised by how much my focus was on the things that I did not want. And I saw that I continued to bring those things into my reality. And this goes from relationships to, just really any type of interaction. Things that you might want to pursue career wise, it relates to just every aspect of your life. Because think about the things that you really focus on that you want, that you wanted, and the intensity of that, and those were brought to your reality. The same thing happens when when you put that intensity on the things that you don't want. And I'll use relationships as an example. Some of us may be thinking like, based on our history, based on our past relationships, based on our upbringing, that we do not want to be involved in a toxic relationship. And we look for everything that will indicate that type of relationship. And you see what we're doing? We're putting energy into that. Our focus is, I just don't want this. I don't want this type of relationship. I don't want this type of interaction with another human being. And yet we can sit and say, that's all I've been getting is toxic relationships. That's where your focus is. So this video can hopefully give you some tips, give you some ideas to really change that around. And it can be done, And so I guess the first thing is really talking about just briefly, because this can be such an in-depth topic, how our thoughts and language shape our reality. Again, just think about your life and the things that you've said you wanted to do, and you actually achieve those. Same thing with the things that we want when we put that much intensity on it. So be very mindful of our thoughts and just the language that we choose to use. Because when we give energy, what is it called? It says where energy flows. I can't even think of it now. I'll put it in the link note. But it's something about when you put that energy on something, it materializes, good or bad. So just be very careful of that. And so what are some of the pitfalls when we focus on things that we don't want? So the major pitfall is those are the things we get, and we keep getting them. Maybe some people who have always been in toxic type relationships. Oh man, he's always in toxic type of relationships. They're getting more of what they have focused on. Oh, So and so, can't never keep a job. It may be a focus on the interactions at a job, where that keeps them steady, not being able to hold a job. Um, and sometimes this is unconscious, but it's something that you definitely should consider exploring within you. And then you have also the motivation, the negative impact on motivation, your mindset, and just overall well-being plays a big part in that. The mind have to be healthy enough and strong enough to handle some of the difficulties that we face in life. So we, just as we keep the inside of our body clean and clean as best we can, we have to do the mind the same way, because it helps us navigate some of these difficulties or challenges in life. So some of the things we can do to avoid or try to bring awareness to not think about the things that you want. There is so much capacity for us to constantly be at a state of the things that we want. And one of the first things is just defining clear goals. So, it took me a long time to really see the value of writing goals and focusing on goals. So just make sure, and you may not have to write them down and keep a list, or just be mindful of what your goals are, and make sure they're clear. It's exactly what you want. So, you may be a person who is looking to get a car. So, one of your goals is, I wish to own a car. Okay, now you said a car. Not what type, even saying when you want it, how much you want it to cost, what you want it to look like, what you want it to smell, all the intricate parts of that vehicle. So be really, really specific when you set those goals. A lot of people do visualizations. Is another method of really trying to focus on what you want. And I would definitely recommend those, some mindful techniques. But the biggest thing you could do to eliminate that is to eliminate toxic language. It's constant. We do it, the words we use and the words we put together. It can really harm us. When you can start being mindful of what you're saying and what you're doing. Because for me, I'm like throughout the day, I didn't mean that. That's not what I meant. Because I'll catch myself saying some toxic language, and I immediately just change it. And the more and more I was doing that, now I'm very cognizant of what I say, and it has really made a big difference. So that's one of the things I would recommend. Is just the primary is to eliminate toxic language. Create a goal-oriented environment. Our environment plays a big part on a lot of things. And sometimes unavoidable, we're surrounded by toxic people, places, and things, circumstances, situations. And it's hard to, really be able to be at a state where you can really, in a healthy way, explore those. So just watch your environment. Make sure you're around you're in an environment that is conducive to your growth and well-being. Staying motivated is another thing that I talk a lot about, staying motivated. And I'm not talking about being motivated from external forces. This is within you, internal. Just hyping yourself up. You get up in the morning like, hey, it's going to be a great day. But it ain't going to be a great day. But how you know that? You did already set the standard. Make it a great day. You get up in the morning, that's the first thing you say. How could it not? How could it not? So, just more motivating, overcoming setbacks keeps you focused, believe it or not, on things that you want. Because if you make a small goal and it's achievable, that just boosts your energy and your vibration and your belief. So just, again, keeping yourself motivated, overcoming setbacks. Setbacks are, they come and they go. Sometimes we can foresee it and sometimes we can't. But we can't let these setbacks in whatever areas, to really take a stronghold on us. Sometimes we just have to step out of situations if it's not a collaborative effort to make things better. Sometimes you just have to step out of it, and really get a different perspective of it, where you can really, sometimes when you're in the weeds of toxicity, you can't really see beyond that. You can't see out of that. But when you take a step back, you get to kind of see both characters being played out, because it takes two. So those are some of the things that can be really helpful, keeping you focused on what you want, because it is very important. Remove some of that toxic language. Always rephrase it. If you catch yourself, rephrase it to a more rephrase it first of all to what you want. And make sure it's in a positive way. Keep yourself motivated, and you can see changes, not only within yourself, but you'll start seeing things materialize around you that you do want, because that's the ultimate goal. Getting the things that we want, desire, that's part of our birthright, however you want to say it. But we can really focus on on that if we do some of these things. And I do it, so I'm not talking about anything that I haven't done and have saw a shift within my life. I make a concerted effort when I communicate to make sure that I'm communicating about things that I truly want to materialize in my world. Alrighty, so just a little tidbit. Always remember to express gratitude in everything that you do, because without that, none of this would be, available to us. And if you desire, please subscribe to my channel. I am Gail Inspire Mentor Phoenix, and that's what I do. I live it, so I'm not just saying things that I haven't tried or that I do on a continuous basis. And I think that's important to do. So just wanted to share that with you all. And remember, you are important. You are loved. This world needs you here. You are important to the collective. And don't ever forget that. Alrighty. Y'all have a good day.